1. Today I'm going to show you how to create a vendor, and I'm also going to show you how to set it as a 1099 vendor. 1099 vendors are basically anyone who's not a corporation or certain types of partnerships and are responsible for paying their own taxes. You have to report that at the end of the year, and QuickBooks will give you a report to do that. Now let's talk about creating a vendor. There are several ways to do this. They all come back to the same basic screen, but I'm going to go to Expenditures, and then I'm going to go directly to Vendors. And you can see I can choose those same choices across the top. So now I'm going to create a new vendor. The company name, and then your contact information. Of course, you may have contact information just as the individual, and they may have contact information or point of contact, and they may have a company name. The vendor display name is not seen by the vendor. This is what you have. So for example, we have Super 8 Hotels is the search name because that's how we know that particular vendor, but they have a different legal name and certainly a different address. I'm going to start typing in here, and you can see it shows up here on the vendor display name. Then if I come down here and I start typing in here, it also shows. I also want to point out this field. This shows up as well. This is what gets printed on the checks. So you could have four, I guess, different things. The company name. You could have display name. You could have a different first name, and then down here you could have a payment name. This is for checks, invoices, and so forth. I highly recommend that you put in the email. Collect the email from everyone because it is so vital to all the processing that we do. Phone number, address, and so forth are very nice to have as well. You can see we scroll down here. You can have notes or attachments. So for example, if you had a W-9 form from the individual, you could attach it here. This is important because additional info, and you can put in their social security number or business ID. I'm going to show you how to send them an email to get them to do it for you. And to do that, you simply click on Track Payments for 1099. The rest of this is for calculating payments for them, primarily for projects. Don't worry about it. So this is the basics. You fill in these names. Always try to get an email. And if they're a 1099 vendor, you click, whoops, I lost it. There, right here. If you have the social tax ID, put it here as well. Okay, I'm not going to save this. I've created a test vendor for the next step. And now I'm going to go down to payroll and contractors. And you can see that I gave a test vendor and the W-9 is missing. We need for them to respond and give us the W-9. I click on the test vendor, and then I come up here and say send email. So it's trying to verify who I am. But once you've done that, it sends the email to the vendor, and then the vendor can fill out the phone number. You can change the name if it's a different name, and certainly can put in the tax ID number. That's a huge help. Okay, so how else can you do this? Well, what you're going to find, I'm going to go up here to New, and here's where you create a variety of things. We're looking under Vendors, and let's say that we want to write the vendor a check, or so up here under Payee, I simply click there. If I do not find the payee here, which means you need to create a new vendor, you can do it right from the screen. Simply click Add New, and lo and behold, all the vendor information pops up from here. And then it's the same form I showed you before. Simply fill it out from here. This also works. Let's get out of here. Go back to New, and let's say we want to enter a bill. They've sent us a bill, and we want to pay it later, not immediately. Guess what? They have the same field. Once again, you click on Add New, and this pops up. Thank you.